It's live on KEXP. I'm your host, DJ Kevin Cole from listener-powered independent 90.3 FM in Seattle, 92.7 in the Bay Area, and streaming 24/7 at kexp.org and via our mobile apps. KEXP is a nonprofit, listener-powered arts organization. These live performances are made possible by donations from listeners just like you. Thanks to all of you who donate. I'm so happy to be joined in studio today by Megacat, whose debut album I fell in love with from the second I heard it. Let's hear some music and then we'll chat. It's Megacat live on KEXP. It's Megacat live on KEXP. That was phenomenal. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kevin, so much.
A lot of familiar faces in the room.
Including yours.
Kim or Ryan, would either of you introduce the members of the band?
Yeah. You want to go for it?
Sure, I'd be happy to. On the drums, we have Aaron Benson, the incredible, amazing Aaron Benson. On aux percussion, we have Jacob Whinihan. On the electrified guitar, we have Dave Dederer. On the lead synth and the lead piano, we have Kim West. And on trombone, we have Jason Cressey. And on saxophone and flute, we have Peter Daniel. And I'm Ryan Devlin on bass.
Nice. That was really good. That's one of those things where you're sure you're going to forget somebody's name halfway through, even though you've known them for 10 years.
Oh, for sure. For sure. It's great having you all here. Thank you so much. Phenomenal performance. Great record. Now, I want to hear a bit about the genesis of the band because Kim, Ryan, and Aaron, I understand this project started out as kind of a way to kill time, to pass time, to engage during COVID. right? So what was up? You got a studio, Aaron, and you guys would just get together and kind of see what happened?
Yeah.
No plan?
Yeah, so we started getting together for a bonfire every Sunday during lockdown when nobody could see each other. And we would go to Aaron and his wife Emily's house every Sunday. And then good old trusty Seattle, being Seattle, the weather turned. Mm-hmm. And we needed to come inside. And Aaron, literally the invite was, I've got this cool drum sound. Do you want to check it out? And we realized, like, we should probably, let's go inside. Let's pod. Let's be safe, kind of a thing.
And yeah, I mean, it literally started with a great drum sound. There was no discussion of what we were doing. It was we just sat down, plugged in, and started jamming. And then the next Sunday, we're like, should we do it again?
That was pretty fun.
And lockdown lasted a little longer than anyone expected. And we just kept the tradition up of getting together every Sunday and jamming, and we didn't know if we'd ever put it out. We just knew it felt good.
Yeah. I mean, good for you to do that. Mm-hmm. At what point did you realize that there was something cool or different or maybe bigger going on?
Something mega? Maybe?
Something mega, yes. Thank you.
Thank you for softballing that one. It was really, we started sharing it with friends, and people would be like, this is pretty good. Are you going to put this out? Do you have any plans for this? And it was enough people saying that to be like, are we going to put this out? We should put this out. So in doing that, we decided we should make the songs feel a little more actualized. We did some overdubs. We did some mixing. We invited some of our friends to come in and play. In fact, Peter and Jason that was one of the first live sessions I'd gotten to see in, seeing someone else playing music live, not myself. It was like I started crying when you guys started playing. I was like, this is cool. Yeah, this is great. Sounds great, you guys.
So you were using all the basic tracks that you captured at Aaron's place?
Yes. Yeah, we recorded everything at Aaron's basement studio.
And if everything you hear on the album, I mean, there's some edits, but the core track is Aaron playing kit, me playing bass, Kim playing piano, and we would just jam on a song all day, and then we get to a place where it felt good. So what you're hearing is a live take of the three of us in a basement.
Sounds great.
Typically the day we wrote the song.
Generally, yeah.
So, and then at that point you thought, hey, these songs could use something else, so you start choppering in all these amazing musicians.
Yeah.
I volunteered myself completely. I was like, that I had already been, Kim and Ryan had been sending me some Smoky Bright stuff over the last few years, and I'd talked to them about business stuff, and then they sent me this, and I was like, that's a band I want to be in. You need to put the record out, and let's book a show. Yeah. It's an incredible record. I just made me so excited. And I've been looking for instrumental music to play that wasn't jazz, but wasn't like wanky guitar music. Mm-hmm. And this
jazz
was like
adjacent.
Out of nowhere is this crazy like cinematic soundtrack. Completely unique instrumental music.
Yeah, I was going to describe it as cinematic. That is one of the qualities for me. Obviously, there's all sorts of different musical styles being explored. So a couple questions here. First, in the musical styles, this is different from Smoky Brights. You went in, you were just kind of jamming. Was there something liberating about that process for you musically?
Oh, big time.
Yeah.
I keep describing it as taking my musical brain and turning it upside down and using this kind of mossy but unused side of my musical brain. Because with Smoky Brights, we write songs with lyrics, and those lyrics have a lot of feeling, and there's a lot of personal storytelling in that, and we will never stop doing that. But to just be able to freely play your instrument with people that can really play their instrument, there's no feeling like it,
Nice.
Yeah.
It must be a blast to come up with song titles for instrumentals.
It was so fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
All the dork references, just Dune and
there's a Dune reference,
Terminator,
X-Files reference.
Yep.
And Don't You Ever Get the Creeps.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I mean, like the sci-fi, the Ballad of Sarah Connor. It's hard to say that straight. Part 1 and Part 2. It's just so great, but man, like there's such a cinematic quality to it when you listen to it or when I listen to it. You as musicians might feel different, but I feel kind of either like I'm in a spy or an action movie, or
Yes.
I'm like one of those memes of how you think you look versus how you really look. Like I think I'm looking really badass walking down the street.
It makes you feel pretty cool. Just listening to this does make you feel cooler, I think.
Yeah,
It does, for sure.
100%. That's amazing. So you decided to put it out, you record it, you have an album. This is an incredible sound that you're coming up with. You're pushing yourself, turning your brains upside down. When you were jamming, were you using any reference points like for good Newts, were you going playing a Billy Cobham record going, this would be fun to explore, this kind of jazz fusion side?
Yeah, I definitely listened to a lot of Afrobeat like back in the day, but at that time, not at all. I was listening to a lot of late 90s emo punk rock, and nothing really tracks here. Like it's just how it happened, really.
Yeah,
We were
sometimes you need a
collectively
palate
obsessed
cleanser.
with Salt.
Salt.
Yeah.
Yes,
The band
there was
Salt.
we
a
listened to it.
record.
We're listening to a lot of
Another
Salt.
amazing
That-
collective
yeah.
making some instrumental, some
That may have
vocal
been the
music.
only like North Star that we would reference here and
Yeah.
there,
Yeah.
but very loosely.
Yeah.
And we would always start a session by hanging out, talking about how we're feeling, how life is, and then probably putting on a record. And
Yeah.
some of the records were like, crunchy 70s Afrobeat records, or more modern stuff like Bad Bad Not Good and Surprise Chef.
But you were really just turning your brains upside down.
Yeah.
We're turning our brains upside down. Yeah.
And
Which is
we're
cool.
not jazz. Well, I'm not a jazz musician, so it's
Yeah.
we're more in a rock kind of tradition.
Yeah, I didn't realize it was going to be like a jazzy kind of record, and really until the horns came over and presented themselves, and it was
These
like,
two jazzy fellas.
That's
These
what
two
we've
jazzy
been
fellas
doing.
walked in.
Yeah, it really was like,
Yeah.
oh, horns. Oh, now I see what we're making, and
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been fun.
Very cool. If Mega Cat Sound was a mystical potion, like what ingredients would you have in it, and what would the magical qualities be?
It definitely would have the spice from Dune.
From Dune.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
From Dune. Yes, it would definitely have the spice, some melange in there.
Yeah, there would be some sort of interdimensional travel possibilities. Certainly, you could go to outer space by taking the Mega Cat.
Yes.
It's possible you might need the grace of an angel in some fashion to complete the spell, but you really don't know until you
I
get
think
there.
I would just fill the bottle with Love Potion number 9 and tell people there was a bunch of organic stuff in there.
Yes.
It'll get you where you want to go.
Well, it's Mega Cat, live in studio. Anything you want to share about Share It Records?
Oh, yes. Yeah. So we are so lucky to be a part of Share It Records. Kale Share It, very cool business model for this record label. And a portion of all of our proceeds will go to a nonprofit of our choosing. And so we selected SMASH, Seattle Musicians Access to Sustainable Healthcare, who have been a literal lifeline for us as musicians in this community. Dental care, mental care, help with medical bills. So we just, in whatever way we could, wanted to give back a little of what we've gotten from them, which has just been, we can never fully repay them, but this is our hope of doing so.
Very cool. Well, listeners and viewers should pick up the record because it's an amazing record. It looks really cool. Yellow vinyl with a kind of a black splatter. That
We try to approximate a cat stripe.
it's good. It's
That's
really
what they
good.
gave us. We were
Yes,
like,
yeah.
perfect.
So you're helping everybody out when you pick up a record, including yourself. Now, what started out as a project to kind of pass time during the pandemic has turned into something else. Obviously, you've got Smoky Brights, and everybody has their own musical projects. Where does this lead you? Like, what's next?
We're just getting started.
Yeah.
I think it's been a real proof of concept. There was, like we talked about, there was no guarantee any of this was ever going to get off the hard drive, but it has. It's in the wild. It's being so well received. I think we're all realizing this is bigger than the sum of its parts. You could say it's mega. So we should keep it going.
And we've had zero expectation this entire time of just like, it's music for joy. It's been a joy to put it out. And I couldn't have even predicted that we'd be here with you, or we'd be celebrating Mega Cat Week on Drive Time with Kevin Cole.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you a million times over
Yeah.
for that.
Yeah.
Thank you. That was fun.
That
was so fun.
Very fun for us. Yeah. Keeping our expectations none, but leaving the possibilities wide open.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say there's probably some life lessons there
Yeah.
in general, right?
Oh, man. Yeah.
A major life lesson. I mean, this whole project has just been for the pure joy of making music, and it's been received by people who just have the pure joy of listening to music. It's joy. I keep saying it's for the love of baseball. It's just like fully for the love of the game.
Right
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mega love for
Mega.
Mega Cat. So thanks for taking the time to stop by and play. Really appreciate it. Again, Mega Cat live on KEXP. Huge thanks to the KEXP crew. Thanks to everybody for listening and watching. And again, these sessions are made possible by donations from listeners and viewers just like you. So a huge thanks to everybody who donates. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. You're going to get a notification whenever we launch a great live session like this one from Mega Cat. And again, thank you tons. I'm Kevin Cole, and this is KEXP.
Yay! All right.
Discover new music at kexp.org.